So I think we have joined with the Thursday Dhamma discussion. Actually, we are conducting the Dhamma discussion, English Dhamma discussion on Thursdays till Bhante Dhammajiva returns. So we were discussing Tuataka Sutta and we have arrived the last verse, right? The last verse we need to discuss. So let me recite in Pali first and then the Sinhala meaning, and then we'll get into the discussion. Abhibhu hi so anabhibhuto sakkidhammang aniti hamadassi tasmahi tassa bhagavato sasane appamatto sada na massa manusikketi namassa manusikketi. Abhibhu hi so anabhibhuto sakkidhammang aniti hamadassi tasmahi tassa bhagavato sasane appamatto sada namassa manusikketi. So the Sinhala meaning goes like this. Abhibhuhi so anabhibhuto. Rupadiya medalu e buduhu. Kelesun vising. No madu nahu. Sakkidhammang aniti hamadassi. Mese velai notakana lada atma pratyaksha dharme dutuseka. Tasmahi tassa bhagavato sasane appamatto sada namassa manusikketi. එහෙයින්ම ඒ භාගතුන් වහන්සේගේ ශාසනයෙහි අප්‍රමත්ත වූයේ හැම කල්හි තුන්දොරින් බුදුන් වඳිමින් ත්‍රිශික්ෂායෙහි හික්මෙන්නේයි වදාළසේක. So as far as I understood the meaning, abhibhuhi so anabhibhuto. So certain ones actually he has penetrated, and he has not being overwhelmed by the defilements. So the Dhamma, which is not cert, or how to say, Sakki Dhammang Aniti Hamadassi. So Mesevila notakana lada atma pratyaksha dharme duruseka. Can't understand that part. Tasmahi tassa bhagavato sasane appamatto sada namassa manusikketi. So in the Buddha's dispensation, in his sasana, so without being heedless, one is heedfully restraining himself. So we'll see what Buddha with Bhikkhu Bodhi, how he has translated.
For he is a conqueror who is himself unconquered. He saw the Dhamma as a witness.
As a witness.
As a witness.
As a witness.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Not by hearsay. Therefore, heedful in the Blessed One's teaching, always honoring it, one should train in accordance with it.
So now I think we get a very deep meaning. Can you repeat the meaning again?
For he is a conqueror who is himself unconquered.
Unconquered. So here Abhibhu and then Anabhibhu. Abhibhu is the one conqueror. Anabhibhu is cannot conquer. He is indispensable. Something like that. So the Abhibhu is that he has conquered. So basically we can say Buddha has conquered all the defilements. He has crossed to the other shore. So something like that we can. So the crossing over. So the defeat in the defilements. Abandon in the defilements. So that can be represented in the term Abhibhu. And on the other hand, Anabhibhu. So that represents the others. So he is the supreme one. He is the supremely enlightened one. So as a result of that, so no one else can surpass him. So that is the Anabhibhu. So Abhibhu is where he becomes he is abandoning all the defilements and he conquers all the defilements. And on the other hand, once he is the supremely enlightened Buddha, so no one else can surpass him. So he becomes the Anabhibhu. And then the other part?
He saw the Dhamma as a witness, not by hearsay.
Not by hearsay. So that is an extremely important part. So it is not that he simply say something by hearing from someone else. So he himself has seen it, he himself has realized it, and then he is teaching it. So giving that sort of what we call as the Pachakkana Jnana, where he has realized as his and he has seen it. So that's even say, for example, during our meditation. So once we are preparing ourselves with a certain amount of concentration and certain amount of mindfulness. So now it is our task to do the investigation. So during the investigation, we are witnessing the whole process under our very nose. So things are happening right now. So I am fully aware. I am maintaining kind of a distance, and I am capable of understanding the reality as it is. It is not that I am borrowing it from someone else. It is not a hearsay. Rather, I myself have to see it. So that is the the Pachakka Jnana, where you have the very, direct knowledge. We can say it's a direct knowledge. So that direct knowledge is something that Buddha also emphasized to the others as well, to the followers. So that is being emphasized throughout the Satipatthana, where you are supposed to directly experience whatever going on, and you have to investigate that in a sort of unbiased manner. So, and it is not a hearsay. So typically, if we consider many teachers, so they have something coming from, say, a previous generation, maybe coming from a holy teaching, which is coming from something very secret, something very sacred, and it is not ready to expose that. It's a kind of a hearsay. So they say, okay, this is the way it is. This is kind of a dogmatic teaching. But here, Buddha's teaching, on the other hand, he witnessed the truth, and he is explaining it, and others also can see it, isn't it? There is nothing to hide. So everything is very much like open, inviting us to come and see. It's open. So one can develop the necessary qualities, the skills, and using those skills and qualities, one can properly see the things as they truly are, as the Buddha has seen, something like that. So that is very significant, and we can say kind of phenomenal when we consider with the other teachings, another teacher in another way. And Pachakka Jnana is Pratyaksha Jnana. Kind of verifiable knowledge. So he is very direct knowledge. It is not that you are borrowing the knowledge from someone else, and you have the direct experience. You have seen it. You have experienced it. So the next part.
Therefore, heedful in that Blessed One's teaching, always honor it. One should train in accordance with it.
So that is quite obvious. Tasma hitassa bhagavato sasane appamatto sada namassa manusikketi. So seeing this kind of particular interesting quality, so now one has to restrain oneself, develop oneself, train oneself in a heedful manner in the Buddha's dispensation. So that is very much Tasmahi tassa bhagavato sasane appamatto sada namassa manusikketi. Okay, anything else you can add to from the commentary? Actually, in the Sinhala, the Pali commentary also, there is nothing particularly mentioned about this particular verse, it seems. Am I correct?
I looked at it the other day, and I noticed that Bhikkhu Bodhi went through some of the previous things that were covered in the sutta, and just mentioned that these are the things that one should work at. And because I'm thinking that the last verse is referring to the whole sutta. So it's saying all these teachings that the Blessed One has given us that have been covered in the sutta, one should be heedful in practicing and training in these. So he sort of summed up some of those highlights from the sutta, I believe. For some reason, I lost my place there. I couldn't find it.
It's very much like summarizing the whole thing and praising the Buddha, and then so it's I'm not sure whether this verse is recited by the Buddha himself or being added by whoever the compiler of this particular sutta. So very much like so this is being taught to someone, right? So someone is coming to ask the question, and then Buddha is explaining to that person. So that is how it evolved. The Totaka Sutta. Pucchamitang adicca bandung vivekang santipadancha mahesin. So this is being asked by those people who have come to consult the Buddha. that the Parasariya's students. So
they're supposed to be, it's a mind-created Buddha that's asking the questions.
Really?
I believe that's this one. This is to originate at that same great gathering. Some deities gave rise to the thought, what is the practice for the attainment of arahantship? To make this matter clear to them in the way already explained, the Blessed One had a mind-created Buddha question him, and the discourse was spoken in response.
Right.
So that's the starts with quickly Tuvataka.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Sutta. Yes.
So that means a mind-made Buddha, mind-created Buddha is asking the questions, and the Buddha is giving the solution, answer. So one thing is that now such occasions are there where Buddha finds that there is no one is capable of asking the proper question. And when the proper question is asked, only that he can give the interesting and useful answer. Otherwise, people are asking some unnecessary questions, irrelevant questions. So therefore, these kind of occasions, Buddha creates another Buddha, and he is asking to the point whatever exactly what is necessary, and Buddha is giving the profound answer. So the others are getting the benefit by hearing that discussion. So the Purabheda Sutta is something like that. So similarly, Tuvataka Sutta is another example. Okay, then we can move to the other next sutta. So anything else? Any of you to add? Okay, then we'll move to the other sutta, right? Atta Danda Sutta. So let me recite the Pali one. Atta Danda Bhayang Jatang Janang Passata Medagahang Sangvegang Kitta Issami Yatha Sangvijitang Maya. Atta Danda Bhayang Jatang Janang Passata Medagahang Sangvegang Kitta Issami Yatha Sangvijitang Maya. So this is the Sinhala meaning. Kayadi Duscharita Sankhayata Atma Dandane Hetukotagena Dita Dhammika ho Samparayaka vu Bhaya Upana Esevatna Pratipaksha vu Tela Kalahakari Janaya Balavu මා විසින් බෝධිසත්ව භූමියේදී යම් පරිදි තමාම තමහට සංවේග දනවන ලද නම් එපරිදි සංවේගය පවසන්නෙමි. So basically the fear arise because the people are not restrained in a way. So they have various different kinds of unwholesome activities, either through the body, either through the speech, or either through the mind. So as a result of that, either within this life or with respect to another life, to a next life, there is a fear going to arise. And those people are always confronting each other. And Buddha, before even he become enlightened, Sangvegang Kitta Issami. So he felt the Sangvega, he felt the urge, he felt that this is kind of something that we need to overcome. And Sangvegang Kitta Issami Yatha Sangvijitang Maya. So as a result of that, so he felt that, and now I am going to explain that to you. So he very much like contemplated the whole society and understood that people are quarreling each other, going to wars, battles within themselves, because that their minds are not restrained. And as a result of that, there's a fear aroused. And he has seen that dart while he was Bodhisattva. And he is now going to explain how things are happening like that.
Fear has arisen from one who has taken up the rod. See the people engaged in strife. I will tell you of my sense of urgency, how I was stirred by a sense of urgency.
Please repeat. Yeah.
Fear has arisen from one who has taken up the rod.
Mm-hmm. So that means rod, a weapon. So as a result of that, the fear has arisen. Mm-hmm.
See the people engaged in strife. I will
Strife.
strife.
What's the
Yes.
strife?
Struggling, fighting.
Strife.
Struggle.
Fighting.
Fight.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you of my sense of urgency.
Yeah. Sangvegang kittaisami, right?
How I was stirred by a sense of urgency.
How I was stirred. Excellent. So basically, Buddha is arousing some kind of a sangvega, sense of urgency, by seeing the nature of the society, by showing the nature of the society. So, I mean, it is quite relevant to today. Even more than the Buddha's time, it is quite relevant today, because everywhere the wars are going on, everywhere the quarrels are going on, everywhere battles are going on. Every time someone is criticizing another one, always say quarrels are there, misunderstandings are there, arguments are there, debates are there, quarrels are there, wars are there. Continuously things are happening, and the weaponizing, making different disastrous kind of weapons has become a good business, and that is how things are happening. So the fear arises, of course, quite evident. So they are making the disastrous weapons now. So within a minute, the whole country can be blasted, completely destroyed. So they have that capacity. So the fear arises, of course. So the people who are under that captivity of that another strong nation, another strong country, then the fear arises in the other side. So definitely, yeah, go ahead.
And in America, many people have weapons. They have each. You can go buy a gun, and you're on the street, and this person may have a gun.
Exactly. So it has become a real tragic there, because recently there's a mass shooting at many places. At the colleges, at the schools, and even during the graduations in the universities, at supermarkets. So they open fire, just a machine gun, and they blast the whole thing. So several people killed, and ultimately they kill himself also. All the police come and shoot him. So how an innocent person, how a human being can live without fear? So everyone, as you said, everyone has these kind of very destructive weapons, and they promote the generation or manufacturing of that, and that has become a huge business. And now the countries are, now say for example, now it is said that the China is going to attack Taiwan. So how the Taiwanese people will live with peace of mind? So there's a huge country as a China, as a mainland. So they are with the superpower, and the Taiwan being a small country, so they're being suppressed. So how the people, Taiwanese, can live happily? So they don't know what's going to happen. So likewise, so many such situations are there. Now they say Ukraine and Russia, and these are simple, the ongoing examples. So likewise, everywhere, so kind of people have some strong weapons, so they are the ones going to win the battle. So they are constantly passing, or rather supplying the weapons. Ongoing or never-ending battle.
So is this only about the physical, real weapons, or is it also a metaphor for like mind-made weapons or defilements?
Actually, at the moment, it is very much like atta danda bhayanjatang. So currently, as far as I can see, in this particular verse, what is highlighted is the weapons. So the physical availability of various different kinds of weapons, armors, and so that is very much highlighted here. But maybe as we are continuing the sutta, there may be areas that Buddha is referring to various defilements, or actually the problem is very much the spiritual, where the minds of the people are not ready to accept another person, not ready to coordinate with another person, ready to understand another person, always like one-upmanship, something like that. So likewise, the mind, these defilements are the real problem, but they never go and answer that question. So they want to find the solution through the weapons. They want to suppress another person, defeat another person. So that is the typical solution that they always are trying to get. So the inhabitants are constantly in fear.
I also had kind of the same thing. In the beginning of the sutta, it is mentioned Ditta Dhamma
Samparayika.
and Samparayika. So if I have done something wrong or something, that the fear that has, it might come back to me in this life, or maybe in other life, like Attanuvada Baya or Paranuvada Baya or something like that. That's what I thought. Maybe I'm wrong.
No. I mean, here still the verse didn't come to that level, but in the previous sutta, in the Tuataka Sutta, that is highlighted. So here, these now we are in the context that people are in a way mad. So they are not restrained. So they are doing the unlawful things, so unethical things. Not only that, no, since they are doing these unethical things, the others are being fearful. Yeah, so they become very much not in a peaceful manner, peaceful mindset. Yeah. So very, very, very valid for today. Because we never know when a nuclear bomb happen or a disaster happens. So very a brink of something now going on. I heard that NATO is preparing themselves for a mass scale war, and now China, Russia together doing their drills. And this South, not North Korea, also in support with Russia. So so NATO is now finding their kind of union, so that not supremacy, like they are now trying to get the same opinion from everyone, the NATO nations, so that they have the same flag and attack whoever. So likewise now the world is divided into two sides, very much almost like in the brink of another fourth world war, almost like not yet started. So that's why now the Cold War times, yes, yeah. So that's why we don't know what would be the next moment. So very much. So this is the fear. So we are in a kind of uncertainty. So now, say if you consider the Korea, so North Korea, South Korea, so they being one country, now divided, now completely opponents, completely rival, enemies. And similarly, I don't know. So Russia and Ukraine, they being one country, now complete opponents. So likewise, so this is the world we are living in. So, and Sangvegang Gitta Issami. So Buddha see it while being a Bodhisattva, he see this nature in the human beings. So this is the typical mundane way of thinking, which causes a lot of tragedy to the others, fear to the others. So Buddha has seen it, and Sangvega has arisen in him. So that is the message in a way, as far as I can understand. So it is not that we can stop the whole world and make the whole world a peaceful place. I don't think that we can achieve that. But seeing the nature, seeing how it is going through, even during the Buddha's time, that's the nature, no? So that's why Buddha is telling. Now that is 2,600 years ago. So he has seen it. Today also the same. So this human history has never changed in a way. Every time certain people are doing the same mistake, everyone else is in the same kind of fearful state. Now also the same. So Buddha has seen that peril. Buddha has seen that and human nature, and urge arising in him that I need to cross over. I need to free from this, the sensual realm in a way. So this is the sensual realm. So always people have different ideas, different opinions, it's very unlikely that we all can come to the same kind of a same mindset of kind of an accordance, kind of an agreement to everybody. It's just an imagination, a kind of a fantasy, thinking that the whole countries are peaceful, helping each other and living in a beautiful manner. That's an imagination. It's really unlikely. It's not happening. So by seeing it, so you get an urgency. So this is the nature. I better find a different solution, kind of an alternative. So that's the alternative solution is what the Buddha is trying to highlight, as far as I can understand. So it is not that we can make the sankharas perfect. In the ultimate sense, this is how the sankharas are operating. The intentions, thoughts, the mind defilements, as you said. So that is they are the real source of turmoil, the real cause of this all turmoil. So by not giving proper solution to that, you can never heal the world. So that also you have to do individually. You can't heal another person. You have to do it yourself first. Then you can be a little bit of an example. You can be a motivation to the others. If you are healed, if your mind is not now defiled, and because of you there is no fear arising among the others. Now that is also a very interesting part highlighted in a different sutta, in Bhayabherava Sutta. In Bhayabherava Sutta, Buddha highlights when someone becomes a Sotapanna, when someone becomes a stream winner, so as a result of his attainment, the fear is not available for the others. Because he is now certain he never kill animals intentionally. He never steal intentionally. He never go through sexual misconduct. He never lie. And he never take intoxicants. Now, when people are doing all these bad things, so then the others, the surrounding people, are in a fear. Now, when one becomes a Sotapanna, he is quite certain now these kind of misdeeds are not going to happen through him. So the others, whoever associating, are in a peace. So they know that this person has become a peaceful person, harmless person. So that is beautifully highlighted in the you can come closer. So this is highlighted in the Bhayabherava Sutta. Let me find out. That's also a good one.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if it is just about physical violence with weapons or also like emotional violence, which also makes people fear, like shouting at a kid. This is fearing the kid a lot. So same principle.
That's also another aspect that we can think of. So not only in the large scale, a country or a person or a leader threatening another nation. So within a family, how a father or mother threatening the children. That's also there. So husband threatening the wife or wife threatening the husband. That's also there. Two adults, yeah. So every time, either it's in the very minimalistic scale or in the large scale. Yeah. So this is Pancha Bhayavera Sutra. So this is what I was telling. So let me explain it in how it is mentioned. Atako Anathapindiko Gahapati Yena Bhagava Tenupasankami. So that means Anathapindika, he approached the Buddha. Upasankamittam Bhagavantam Abhivaditva Ekamantam Nisidi. So he went close to him and he paid respect to the Buddha and sat aside. Ekamantam Nisinnanko Anathapindikam Gahapatim Bhagava Etadavocha. So when he is ready, so now Buddha is preaching Anathapindika. Yatoko Gahapati Arya Savakassa Pancha Bhayani Verani Vupasannani Honti. Yatoko Gahapati Arya Savakassa Pancha Bhayani Verani Vupasantani Honti. So that means here the householder, in the noble person, Pancha Bhayani, 5 kinds of fears and the causing revengeful thoughts are subsided. Vupasantani. Very much like they are now not available. Chatuhicha Sotapatti Angehi Samannagato Hoti. And he is with the 4 kinds of qualities which are unique to a Sotapanna. Ariyo Chassa Nyayo Panyaya Suditto Hoti Suppati Viddo. That's a very interesting part where he has seen the noble theory or noble principle of Ariyo Chassa Nyayo. This is actually referring the Patissamuppada. So he has seen clearly the noble theory. How to say? It's not the theory. Principle. Noble Dhamma, we can say. Yeah. Truth, noble truth. Not exactly the 4 noble truths here referring. He is actually referring the Patissamuppada. So that's the causal arising of things. So that is the Ariya Chasanyayo. So he has seen it very clearly. Panyaya Suditto. So through his wisdom, he has properly seen it. Well seen it. And Suppati Viddo, he has penetrated that. So Akankamano Attanava Attanang Bhyakaraya. So he can now have an internal introspection. Kina Niroyomi. So I have released from the hell realm. Kina Tirachana Yoniyo. So I have released from the animal realm. Kina Petti Visayo. I have released from the ghostly realm. And Kina Apaya Duggati Vinipato. So I am free from the how to say hell, whatever the lower realms. Sotapanno Hamasmi. So I have now become a stream winner. Avinipata Dhammo, not going back, not reversing. Niyato Sambodhi Parayano, definite for the full enlightenment. So kind of a raw, Ryan's raw that he's making. So Buddha say, Katamani Pancha Bhayani Verani Upasannani Honti. Now he's explaining what are the 5 fears that he has abandoned. Yangahapati Panatipati Panatipata Pachaya Dittakammikampi Bhayang Veram Pasavati. Samparayikampi Bhayang Veram Pasavati. Chetasikampi Dukkhang Domanasam Patisang Vedayati. Panatipata Pativiratassa Evan Tam Bhayang Verang Upasannang Hoti. So that means, so now Buddha is telling, as a result of the Panatipata, as a result of killing animals, within this life also there is a fear arising. Samparayikampi Bhayang Veram Pasavati. Even for the future lives, there's a fear arise. Chetasikampi Dukkhang Domanasam Patisang Vedayati. So within himself there's an inner burning, mental burning going on when he is conducting that particular activity. Chesikampi Dukkhang Domanasang Patisang Vedeti. Panatipata Pativiratassa Evang Tang Bhayang Verang Vupasantang Hoti. So when he has completely abandoned, restraining himself by not conducting any of this killing, so that fear, that revenge is not available in him. So likewise, all 5, the 5 Panchasila, Panatipata, Dinnadana, Kame Sumichachara, Musavada, Suramere, Vajjapamada, Thana. So all that are mentioned here. So that means, so Buddha is giving a kind of a solution, a spiritual solution. So if one has attained that, so he can't do that kind of a mass scale killing. Isn't it? So then if he's in a supermarket, assume that's a noble person is a supermarket, then the others no need to be a fear of. He will never kill. He will never steal. He will never engage in sexual misconduct. He will never cheat or lie purposely, knowingly. And he will never use the intoxicants. So it's a very interesting part how a spiritual person, he is giving kind of a opportunity for others to live in a more peaceful manner, in a trustworthy manner, because he is now harmless. Very interesting. Now the complete opposite is here mentioned. Atta dandam bayanjatang pasata medagang. Now here is Buddha is saying, okay, there are people who are with weapons, so they generate fear in the others. So seeing that, there's an urgency arousing in me. Now Buddha is talking while I was Bodhisattva, that urgency has arisen in me, because now this is a kind of a ill nature of the human beings. Very interesting. Pancha Bhaya Vera Sutra. It's in Sangyutta Nikaya, Abhisamaya Sangyutta, Gahapati Vagga. Sangyutta Nikaya, Abhisamaya Sangyutta, Gahapati Vagga. So that is in the connected discourses. In the Abhisamaya Sangyutta is, I don't know the English term for that. Probably you can check in the Bhikkhu Bodhi's book, Connected Discourses. Let me see, I might have it. Gahapati Vagga. So here actually going the Nidana Sangyutta, householder. Right, got it. This is actually available in the Bhikkhu Bodhi's book, Connected Discourses of the Buddha, page 578. Page 578, Connected Discourses of the Buddha, Bhikkhu Bodhi's translation. So let me recite that, tell that also. 5 fearful animosities. So Bhikkhu Bodhi has translated that sutta like that. 5 fearful animosities. At Savatthi, then the householder Anathapindika approached the Blessed One, paid homage to him, and sat down to one side. The Blessed One then said to him, Householder, when 5 fearful animosities have subsided in a noble disciple, and he possesses the 4 factors of stream entry, and he has clearly seen and thoroughly penetrated with wisdom the noble method. That thing has mentioned as noble method. What's the Pali term? That Ariyo Chassa Nyayo. So the Ariyo, the noble method, he has translated as Chassa Nyayo. Has penetrated with wisdom the noble method. If he wishes, he could by himself declare of himself, I am one finished with hell, finished with the animal realm, finished with the domain of ghosts, finished with the plane of misery, the bad destinations, the nether world. I am a stream enterer, no longer bound to the nether world, fixed in destiny, with enlightenment as my destination. And what are the 5 fearful animosities that have subsided? Householder, one who destroys life, engenders. On account of such behavior, fearful animosity pertaining to the present life, and fearful animosity pertaining to the future life. And he experiences mental pain and displeasure. Thus, for one who abstains from destroying life, this fearful animosity has subsided. So very much like Buddha refers even to himself, isn't it? So Buddha refers even to himself when someone is conducting such kind of an activity. So he himself is burning. And within this life also he has something burning going on. And also he himself is having a lot of fear. Assume that he kills someone, and now probably he may have to be careful because the person who being killed and his parents or his relations or friends also may come and attack him. So he is also in a kind of a fear. And next life also he has to go through the repercussions, the consequences. So that is also another thing that causing fear. But if he is not doing that, his mind is peaceful. So there is no one, the others can attack, but that's a different story. But he hasn't given any kind of a fear to the others. So as a result of that, his mind is quite peaceful. And he don't need to afraid that thinking that there is someone going to attack me because I attack him. There is no such kind of a revengeful thing going on. And for the next life also, he is completely free from that because internally he is peaceful. And there is no, and here actually referring the Sotapanna, so he is quite sure that I am not going to hell realm. Never. So that's kind of an assurance. Something very, very important. That is actually Buddha mentioned, even it's more than important, it's much better than being a universal monarch, wheel-turning monarch, to be a stream winner. So if one can become a stream winner, it is much better, important, useful than even being a wheel-turning monarch. Because wheel-turning monarch can change to another completely can go to hell realm the next life. not guaranteed. But here, if one becomes a stream winner, so that's a full assurance is there that you are going through in the proper side. So that is irreversible kind of thing. So likewise, in this particular sutta, 5 fearful animosities, in that sutta, Buddha talks about this 5 precepts: not killing, not stealing, not conducting sexual misconduct, not lying, and not taking intoxicants. Anything else?
In turn, gives us the idea, like, if we have the fear for the next life, because if we have something in this life, which may be a result or consequences that we have done something in our past lives.
That also there, yes. Now when one killing, suppose that we are doing some killing. Say you are a butcher, for example. So you are working for a butchery, right? Big meat shop, and you are killing animals, killing cows, killing cocks. What's that? Yeah, cocks, no? Chicken and all these things. Now, if we are doing that frequently, so it becomes one of your, say, major karma. So if you happen to have next life, say another future life, so it is said that you are having very short lifespan become less. Even if you born as a human being, you may go through maybe accident or kind of a disease, so that you can't spend your whole lifespan. So that is one disadvantage, one consequence that you get as a result of this killing, for example. So similarly, for the stealing, there are such kind of consequences are mentioned: sexual misconduct also, lying also, and to the this intoxicants also. So I mean, even though right now it appear like giving some kind of satisfaction, it has very far consequences, and that sometimes we can't immediately understand how it's going to happen. But that's a karma. So we can't immediately understand, but they are there. Such certain suttas actually explain how one can become short-lived, and terminal illness are there, and you may be born into hell realm, and only if you come to the human realm, again you have this short life, and you can't succeed in the continuation of life. In between, you being killed. Now actually it is now actually when we were talking this, now you know the Venerable Maha. So in a previous life, he actually tortured his parents. So that even has come to his last birth. So he's being killed by the other gangsters kind of thing. So it has happened. So this kind of acts or this kind of karma has a certain amount of gravity, a huge gravity. So even one becomes an arahant, still some remainings are there. Certain amount of consequences are there. You can't completely abandon them. Something like that is there. So shall we get into the next one? So next verse. Pandanang pajang diswa mache appodake yatha. Very interesting simile. Anyamanyehi vyaruddhe diswa mang bhayamavisi. Pandamanang pajang diswa mache appodake yatha. Anyamanyehi vyaruddhe diswa mang bhayamavisi. So Sinhala meaning, දියත් එක මසුන් මෙන් තෘෂ්ණාදියෙන් සැලෙන සත්‍යා දැක උනුන් හා පිළිමල්වුන් දැක බිය මා කරා පැමිණියේය මට බිය උපන. It's very much like Buddha is explaining as a bodhisattva how he is contemplating the human nature and how the urgency arising within him. So here he giving a very beautiful example. Now there's a little water available, but fish is there. Water is now reducing. No water now, but many fish available. Now they are struggling to live. No water. So now they are in a real turmoil. Pandamanam pajandissa mache appodake yata. So the people are also like that now. Human beings are also like that. They are, struggling to live because others are suppressing, others are putting huge pressure. They are telling that I am going to kill you, we are going to attack you. So the people are being such kind of a situation like the fish in a little water. You see how beautifully we can recognize how fish being taken away from water, how he is struggling now to survive. Now, in Russia, so in Ukraine, they have destroyed a dam, a huge dam. So now the water flowing, the whole area, many villages are being flooded. Now people are rushing away using boats and all the things, and they are rushing away to survive because water is coming. Whole villages, whole cities are being submerged. Submerged, right? The term? Submerged. Washed away, submerged. So now people are running away to survive. The same thing like how fish trying to survive in a little water. Same thing. Now even in Sri Lanka, now say when terrorists are attacking, many villages are fleeing in search of life, fleeing to a safe side because they are firing. They are telling, okay, I am going to take your son, I am going to take your daughter, so we are going to attack you. So they are fleeing, they are everything and leaving aside all the, say, house and lands and everything, they are fleeing. Everywhere something like that. And now Buddha is telling, Pandamanam pajan diswa macche apodake yata anya manyehi vyaruddhe. So they are, having animosities within themselves. Rivalries among themselves. Diswa mam bhaya mavisi. So by seeing this, a fear arrives in me. So he see the human nature, and this is not a good place for us to live, in the sense. This is not a safe place. This human realm is not a safe, beautiful, peaceful place for us to continue the life. Again coming back and living another life. So likewise, it is not a kind of a peaceful, fabulous place to invite another person. Yeah, just come here. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. Very, very, unreliable. Now, sometimes people, when they are with a lot of luxuries and some good fortune, they may think, okay, now it's really interesting and marvelous and wonderful, and I am going to have that same thing forever. Never know. Now say for example Ukraine's. It's a very beautiful country, powerful country. Who thought that they are going through this kind of a problem, isn't it? Same thing. Now say next time China attacks Taiwan. Taiwan being a very interesting developing country, peaceful country. What's going to happen to them? And say now the others, will they just allow China to do that when another maybe US going to attack China? Then the whole world in a huge war, then everybody will be in a real turmoil. Then we also suffer nothing to eat. And we are asking, okay, this and that and no petrol, and in the huge queues for petrol. Very interesting. So when this, the superpowers are in conflict, so every whole world going to be in a conflict. A kind of a problem is aggravating, propagating actually. Anything that please recite the meaning.
Having seen the population trembling like a fish in a pool with little water, having seen them hostile to one another, fear came upon me.
Very interesting. Seeing the human nature, understanding human nature. Now see, we think these problems are available only today. That Buddha's time is really peaceful. But now Buddha is telling, I have seen this as a bodhisattva. That during Buddha, when he was alive, King Vidudaba is going to attack the Sakyan. Have you heard? Now he is taking a huge battalion and he is going to attack the Sakyans. Now Buddha see the danger to the Sakyans, and he try to interrupt. He just sit when they are arriving in a leafless tree, under a leafless tree. So the Vidyudaba king is arriving and he's asking, Bhante, there are very interesting, bush available, shades available. Why are you sitting here? And he's saying, even the wind coming from the Sakyan region is sort of pleasant to me. Now he understood, okay, he's not happy about attacking his what's that? His clan. So he returned back. The whole army returned back. Another time they are coming. Next time also Buddha does the same thing. Next time also go. Now third time also they are coming, and Buddha reflects, now is it proper to do this? He found that Sakyans also have certain karma to go through. He stopped. He didn't interrupt. So he go there, kill the whole clan while Buddha is alive. King Vidyudaba. So the Sakyan family, Sakyan clan, the whole Sakyan clan be assassinated by King Vidyudaba while Buddha was living. You can imagine the situation. That's a situation. During the Buddha's time also, wars and battles are, it's there. That's the human history. So human history is a bloody history. It is not something. So that is what we need to understand. It is not a safe place for us to continue, but something that we need to understand the nature, proper, the human, the defilements, how the defiled minds are operating and how they are killing each other, rivalries among themselves, and it is producing kind of a fear, and that you are using as an urgency to cross over, to find an alternative solution. So that's what I think is much better to understand. So it is not that we can immediately interrupt and try to make a entirely peaceful world, rather seeing this human nature, how things are going on, how continuous this kind of corruptions and all the battles are going on, internal burning is going on. Now you are trying to find a way out. Anything else, Aspa, you need to add?
Add the Bhikkhu Bodhi, having seen the population trembling with craving, trembling with views, trembling with defilements, trembling with misconduct, trembling with endeavor, trembling with results, trembling with lust, hatred and delusion, trembling with birth, old age, illness, and death, trembling with the suffering of hell, of the animal realm, of the realm of afflicted spirits, of the human realm, trembling because of the suffering due to the death of relatives, the loss of wealth, the loss due to illness, the loss of good behavior, the loss of right view. Like a fish in a pool with little water, as a fish in a place with little water, where the water is evaporating, trembling while being attacked, picked up and eaten by crows, herons, and storks. So this population trembles with the trembling of craving, the loss of right view.
Excellent. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, we can take the picture of how a little, the innocent fish, they are trying to survive with little water, and crows are coming and catching them. Same thing, no? Same thing. Now, say a particular country is struggling economic problems. So another influential country is coming and put a lot of constraints, sanctions, and they are trying to grab the resources. Same thing. No much difference. Same thing. Anyway, so we have spent 1 hour. I think then rather than going to another verse, probably we can stop here. So thanks for all of your participation. I'd like to invite Venerable Dhammavijita to share the merits.
Sadhu, 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 Bhante. We'd like to share these merits with everybody, all beings, all those in need of merits, and we'll recite the traditional verses.